You know, we're here, Randy, to talk about influences and sing a few songs.
You influenced me a lot down through the years, as everybody knows, because I said it so often in interviews.
You was an influence of mine, too, you know. I was just about ready to give up, and you came out with On the Other Hand. I even called the radio stations myself. I knew the old boy there and got him to play it several times because I love the song so much, and you're going to be doing it on the show today.
I appreciate that, George. That's great to know.
That gave me a lot of inspiration to want to try harder and try to make a comeback, you know, and get back on the right track.
Well, I think you've done fine. I've never heard that story before. Tell you what, see if you remember this one. This was a song that I always loved. Step right up. Come on in. If you'd like to take the grand tour of a lonely house that once was home, sweet home. And I have nothing here to sell you, just some things that I will tell you, some things I know will chill you to the bone.
He don't do bad, does he?
Go ahead, George.
Over there sits the chair where she'd bring the papers to me. You sang higher than I thought you did.
Sit down on my knee and whisper, oh, I love you.
You sneaked this one in on me.
But now she's gone forever, and this old house will never be same without the love that we once knew.
I think you ought to record that. I really do.
Thank you. How long has that been?
Oh, that's been early 60s, maybe.
Gosh, I didn't know it'd been quite that long.
That's quite a compliment. I appreciate that.
Tell me something, George. Who influenced you a lot?
Well, I'll tell you, Randy, I'm just a little older than you are, and it goes way back in the late 30s when I first started listening to the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday nights and over around Saratoga, Texas. And, of course, naturally, it was Roy Acuff and Bill Monroe and a lot of the staff that they had at the time. But Roy Acuff had to be my favorite. And I'd beg my mama I know I'm going to sleep, but I said, please wake me up if I go to sleep, because when Roy Acuff comes on, I got to hear him sing The Great Speckled Bird, A Wabash Cannonball.
Do me a little Roy Acuff there.
What a beautiful thought I'm thinking concerning the great speckled bird. Remember her name that was recorded on the pages of God's holy word. He was a great one back in those days, and he still is, you know.
Oh, he sure is. He's a character, too. He's fun to be
Who
around.
did you really got that inspired you? I mean,
You mentioned Hank.
when you was real little, you know, when you was...
You mentioned Hank, and I remember Hank as the first that I really heard and fell in love with, I guess. And as a few years went on, you know, I started singing when I was 8, and so I started singing Hanks to start with, and then along came you.
Were you hearing at the same time, about the same time, were you hearing Ernest Tubb and?
Oh yeah,
and,
I heard everything the country radio
Bill
played
Monroe
back
and
then,
all these
yeah.
people.
And you know, radio then was a lot different than it is now.
It sure
and
was.
That's been about 20 years ago. It's hard to believe, but it's been almost 20 years ago now, and. Yeah, I sing your songs. I sing Hank, Lefty. I sing all.
I didn't know
of
I
them.
went back that far.
Well, Okay. A few years later, I sang yours.
Do you know one of Hank Williams' big records was "I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive"? It happened to be the latest release when he died.
Yeah, somebody told me that story a while back. I
Yeah,
didn't
I'll
realize
never get out of
that.
this world alive, and I've
Matter of
always
fact-
kind of shied away from those titles.
Good
Why don't you do
choice.
just a little bit of that for me?
I think I can remember some of it. Now you're looking at a man that's getting mighty mad. I've had a lot of luck, but it's all been bad. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. My fishing pole is broke, the creek is full of sand. My woman ran away with my hired hand. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. My distant uncle passed away and left me quite a batch, and I was living high until that fatal day. The lawyer proved I wasn't born, I was only hatched. Now everything's against me and it's got me down. If I jumped in the river, I would probably drown. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive.
That's a great one. Well, you had to like old Hank, that's for sure.
I loved
That
Hank.
sound almost like him, I'll tell you.
You know, you and I both know a guy in this business right now, and another person I've been fortunate enough to work with some and become friends with. And I tell you, I look forward one of these days to writing a song with him, because he was like you know. I guess I started listening to him about the same time I did you and singing his songs, and that's old Haggard. And,
Well, I'll tell you what, I knew you was going to mention his name, and he is my favorite singer. I guess I love a lot of singers, but he is my favorite over all.
Merle's hard to
And,
beat, he really is.
And you ain't heard the last of him yet, I don't think.
Oh, no.
He
Merle
sings too
always-
good.
He does. He's a great singer, and in fact, this is a song I used to sing a lot of. Tonight. Whoa, wait a minute. Wrong key.
We can start
Wrong
over.
key.
We're not on.
We can start over. I'm glad about that. That's embarrassing. I went to the wrong key. I went to the wrong song, too. I'm looking at a list here. See, we got all these written down with keys.
Well, I want you to know I was ready. I don't know how that come out. Oh, I was ready to hit a good lick there, and you messed me up.
Doggone, I thought I was ready, too.
You want to start that over?
Let's do that in another gear. Tonight the bottle let me down, and let your memory come around. The one true friend I thought I'd found. Tonight the bottle let me down. Sing a verse, George. I've always had a bottle I could turn to,
I've always heard good things about you.
and lately I've been turning every day. But the wine don't take effect the way it used to, and I'm hurting in an old familiar way. Tonight the bottle let me down, and let your memories come around. thought I'd found. Tonight the bottle let me down. Well, we remembered some of it anyway.
Oh, that was good. But you know, it's people like this, like we're talking about, that has really influenced, well, not only myself, but a lot of people my age, and just like, you know, people are that influenced you when you started, and all the new, fresh country talent that is doing such a great job right now getting started, and they're doing 3 or 4 hits, most of them have already, just going to the top just like that all the time. And they're going to have their influences. They've got their influences, and
I'll tell you what, flatter you for a second, I'll guarantee you there's not one of the new ones out there that would, if you were to ask them who influenced them, you couldn't find one that wouldn't say you influenced some of them.
Well, I love them for saying it, but I wish they'd quit a while, because they're making me feel awful old. Do you remember an old song, though, that Ernest Tubb, I know, did this, but it seemed like somebody else done it a while or so before Ernest Tubb did his version of it. And I thought maybe it might have been Bob Wills, but I'm not positive. But it was an old tune called "I'm Driving Nails in My Coffin." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think I could remember some of it anyway. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving these nails over you.
I'll go ahead.
My sweetheart has gone and I'm so lonesome. She said that she and I are through. So I started out drinking for pastime, driving nails in my coffin over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving these nails over you. Yeah, I'm just driving those nails over you.
A couple more times we rehearse, I can get that with you. I remember one time in Beaumont, I was playing on a Sunday afternoon at a drive-in. It was really a drive-in. You drive in to order your food and your drinks, you know, out. They sold beer and all that, you know, and get it on your tray in the car, and they sit out there, and you sit out there in front on a little stage and sung to them outdoors, you know.
Well, that'd be different. I've never done that before.
And this song right here came out. I think they put it on the jukebox on the Saturday before that Sunday. And I learned it. I stayed up all night that night and learned it, and I sung it all day on that show. I'd sing 3 songs, I'd sing that one again. Finally, they just started driving away. You know? They got tired of the song, I guess. But I think it's one of the greatest things that Merle ever did. Today I started loving you again. I'm right back where I've really always been. Go ahead.
I got over you just long enough to let my heartaches mend. And today I started loving you again.
All right. Well, so much for that.
You know, George, there's a guy that I know he was one of your favorites and one of mine too when it comes to country singers, and he influenced a lot of people, in a singing style, I guess is the best way to put it, and probably you before anybody else, and that's a guy named Lefty Frizzell.
Oh, my goodness,
and
yes.
he was such a stylist, such a great stylist, and he recorded wonderful songs too. And I'm probably like you. I sang a lot of his songs down through the years, and in fact, I know one right now we could probably do a little bit of. Lefty always seemed to pull out little licks that hardly anybody else could
Boy,
sing.
I'm telling you.
Always late with your kisses. Won't you come to my arms, sweet darling, and stay? Go ahead, George.
Always late with your kisses. Why do you want to do me this way?
How long do you think I can wait when you know you're always late?
Always late with your kisses. Why do you want to do me this way? One more time, do that ending like you would do it. Do it like Lefty did.
Why do you want to do me this way?
Right. Now we're going to come do what we really don't know.
It's something we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Jones and Randy Prentice.
Thank you.
You know, I wanted to come back so bad I could taste it. And I didn't think they was going to ever get loud enough so we could come back. Y'all are great.
Well, let's get started with a song, I guess. That's the best thing we ought to do. That's one of the few things we know, I guess.
All right, if I got time.
A few old country boys, yeah, one we recorded together. Not too many years ago, when dreams weren't coming true, I'd reach for inspiration. Sometimes it would be you. I'd hear you on the radio. I sure didn't like your sound. Say it's good to know there's still a few old country boys around.
It's hard to tell what's coming down the line. We heard you were a fast train coming out of Carolina. We wondered what Randy was hauling when he rolled into town. Say it's good to know there's still a few old country boys around. Must have felt that same old feeling more than once or twice. Guitars pressed against our hearts under the neon light. It's good to know that feeling is the best
lot of truth, you know, in that kind of song about the life you're living and how love's done you wrong. As long as there's a jukebox and a honky-tonk in town, Lord, it's good to know there's still a few old convict whores around. It's good to know there's still a few country boys around.
Tell you what, if I didn't know better, I would have went back years and a few years ago, and that would have been left to Frizzell the way you ended that. You had to hear some of his songs.
Oh, I heard a lot of that.
Fantastic, Randy.
I tell you what, George, you've been one of my influences for several years now. I grew up listening to you, singing your songs, and I imagine most of this audience and most of the people who are in this business right now would agree that you've influenced more people in this business than anybody else.
Well, thank you, Randy. Thank you.
This is one of my favorite songs that you ever recorded, and I wish you'd go ahead and sing it. He Stopped Loving Her Today.
We'll do it. He said, I love you till I die. She told him you forget me too. I watched the years pass slowly by. She still preyed on his mind. He kept her pictures on his wall. Went half crazy now and then. He still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Found love letters by his bed. Maybe 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love. I went to see my friend today. Oh, and I didn't see no tear. He was all dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath up on his door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, she came back today for her last time. Oh, and we all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. Well, this time, he's over her for good. He stopped loving her
Yeah. They placed a ring upon his door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. That's great, George. Great job. Wonderful song, too. You know, that song, I used to sing it a lot in the clubs for several years, and I guess that's one of the most requested songs that I ever did. I guess this is the first song that we found when we started looking for tunes, and the first song that was released, and unfortunately the third one too, because it didn't do quite as well as we wanted it to do the first time around. So, well, thank you, George. Hope you'll remember it. On one hand, I count the reasons I can stay with you and hold you close to me all night long. So many lovers' games I'd love to play with you. On that hand, there's no reason why it's wrong. But on the other hand, there's a golden band to remind me of someone who would not understand. On one hand, I could stay and be your loving man, but the reason I must go is on the other hand. In your arms I feel the passion I thought it died. When I looked into your eyes, I found myself. And when I first kissed your lips, I felt so alive. I've got to hand it to you, girl. You're something else. But on the other hand, there's a golden band to remind me of someone who would not understand. On one hand, I could stay and be your loving man, but the reason I must go is on the other hand. Yeah, the reason I must go is on the other hand.
That's my favorite song.
Well, I appreciate
Randy,
that.
you just sang. That's
Well,
great.
thank you, George. This next song we're about to do, what year did this song come out?
56? No.
50.
Race is on. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'll go back again. It was the early 60s.
Was it?
I'm
I was
always
thinking,
saying
you
the
know what
early
I
60s.
read? I was thinking it was 59.
Everything really good happened to me in 56. I don't know why I'm on this early 60s.
I was thinking it was 59 because I was born in 59, and I was reading an article that said that this song was the number one song when I was born.
Well, in 59 was White Lightning.
White Lightning, that's
and
the
Wind
one.
Up
Okay,
Above.
that's the one. That's
And
one.
this was right after She Thinks I Still Care.
Oh, okay. I'm mixing up the songs.
Yeah.
But I love this song.
See,
It's
you're
a-
so young, you just don't remember.
Well,
When you get my age, son, you're going to remember.
is that the way it works?
If
Okay.
you want to, you know.
All right. I look forward to that. Sing this song.
I feel tears welling up, cold and deep inside like moss from a big break. And the stab of loneliness sharp and painful, I may never shake. You might say that I was taking it hard when you wrote me off with a cold. Don't you wager that'll hide the sorrow, I may lay right down and bawl. Well, the race is on, there's not pride in the backstretch. Heartache, I go on to the end zone. My tears are holding back, they're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running, I'm scratched for another shake. The race is on, looks like heartache, and the winner blues is on. One day I ventured in love, never once suspecting what the final result would be. How I live with fear, waking up each morning, thinking that you're gone from me. Well, I'm waking and banging my heart for the days of one that I hated to think. Somebody new came up to win her, I'm wound up in a whole thing. Well, the race is on. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They drag not to fall. My heart's out of the running. I'm scratched for another shade. Race is on. Looks like heartache. And the winner loses all. Hey, hey, winner keeps a losing it all.
Wonderful. You know, I remember one time we were working the road somewhere, and this is the first time.
Now, what
that
was it? I want to know
I
what
don't
it was.
remember, but it was the
Come
first
on.
time. I don't remember. You know, I'm not old enough to have a good memory yet. But it's first time that I ever had to close the show. And you had to fly out somewhere. And I was sitting backstage, and I was watching you, and you did the show, and one of those really good nights. And I was sitting back there, man, I can't go on after this.
You know, a lot of people throughout the country, Randy, they think, they wonder, some of them really wonder for some reason, why I open shows. That's my favorite spot. You got to catch them while they're fresh.
I remember.
And I never could stand the waiting while these people have clapped their hands and they're blistered, you know, folks like you.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember you telling me one time, any more the glory of
Lord,
closing these shows don't
I
mean
used to
nothing
close
me.
them, and I used to walk out, and you know. But I learned one thing a long time ago, that if you get on a package show with like 3 or 4 artists, open the show.
Or
Then you
just
can go
on
to
second.
bed and watch your football games, you know, and all that stuff.
Now we know the real reason. Tell you what, you want to get to bed early. I'd love to hear you do Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes.
Do I have to do that?
I think we got you outnumbered, George.
You know, this old world is full of singers, but just a few are chosen to tear your heart out when they sang. Imagine life without all your radio heroes, like the outlaw that walks through Jesse's dreams. No, there'll never be another red-headed stranger, a man in black and Folsom prison blue. The Okie from Muskogee, hello, darling. Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand there tall? Who's gonna play the opera and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul again to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. God bless the boys from Memphis, blue suede shoes and Elvis. Much too soon he left this world in tears. They tore up the 50s, old Jerry Lee and Charlie, and Go Cat Go still echoes through the years. But you know the heart of country music, it still beats in Look the Drifter. You can tell when he sings I so alive. Old Marty, Hank and Lefty, well, I can feel them right here with me on this silver eagle rolling through the night. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand there tall? Who's gonna play the opera and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Yes, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes.
You know, George, of course, in my first year on the road, I worked a lot of shows with you, and some of the memories, I guess, I have from those days, I would, of course, open the shows and then watch your show probably 90% of the time. And I remember old Pee Wee, the first time he ever did this to me, he come and got me, said, "You stay right here." And I
Are
said,
you talking
"Okay."
about Pee Wee the bus driver?
Your driver, yeah.
He's the world's oldest bus driver.
That's right.
I'm proud of him
I heard you
because he's
tell that.
still got stamina. He's still ready to
Pee-wee's
go at
quite a
74.
character.
You know.
I've been knowing him I guess I've known Pee Wee about 8 years, but he's a good guy. But I remember him coming to get me and say, "Stand right here," that first night, and then you called me up to sing one with you. And I don't know, it seemed like an audience likes that or appreciates that as much as any show you could do, something kind of different when you come up and do something off the wall.
You had a great record or so, or you might have had your second one out at the time. And listen, you was a lot hotter with the first record out than what you realized, because I stood back and watched you tear them up, even though you had to do some other songs because you didn't have a catalog yet.
When I wasn't working with you, I was pulling out your songs and doing them.
But I had
I'll tell you what, let's do a song together. I know Roy Acuff, you like Roy a lot, and he's a good friend of mine. He's a good old guy, quite a character. But let's do an old tune of his called the Wabash Cannonball. See if we can do it anyway. great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore. From the queen of flowing mountains through the hills and by the shore. She's mighty tall and handsome and known quite well by all. She's a combination on Wabash Cannonball. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodlands to the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo's call. She's traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. You can hear all the people say, there's a gal from Tennessee, she's long and she's tall. She came down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodlands through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome hobo squall. She's traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. She's traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.
All right. Thank you.
Well, let's keep it going. I think we got him on our side now. Let's keep it going.
I don't believe that we have ever had a crowd this wonderful.
I believe you're right. And we didn't have to travel anywhere. That's what's so great about it. We stayed at home to do it. Tell you what, let's do an old Hank Williams song. Hear that lonesome whippoorwill. He sounds too blue to fly. That midnight train is whining low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I've never seen a night so long when time grows cold and dark. The moon just went behind the cloud. Oh, to hide its face and cry. The silence of a falling star lights up the purple sky, and as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Thank you, boy. You've been a great artist. Thank you very much, everybody. one more song. Go ahead and kick it off, please.
I wandered so aimless, life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light.
Just like a blind man, I wandered along, worries and fears I claimed for my own. Just like a blind man that God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Turn around.
I was a fool to wander astray, frustrated